record. It's so professional. Anyway, so welcome. This call is an opportunity call. So as we just discussed, some people on this call have not joined yet, and a lot of you are already on our team, which is awesome because this call can be really for everyone. I'm a diamond. I've made it to the top of the company and I still go on all these calls, and I love to listen to other people's stories and just kind of like why they got started and how they got to where they're at. So that's really kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. So before we start, I want you to think of your why. And it sounds so cliche. Sometimes I hate saying things that sound cliche, but I think this is really important because I'm going to talk about my why tonight and why I started this journey. But I want you to jot down, you could put it in the chat if you want. If you're uncomfortable doing that, just jot it down on a piece of paper. What your why is for doing this business. It could be when you first started. It could be as of right now, because mine has certainly changed. But I want you to think about what your why is. And because I will tell you this, if your why is big and your goals are big, you are going to get there. Because really the people that don't succeed in network marketing, they just don't have a big enough drive. Like they just don't have a big why. And when I tell my story, you're going to hear that my why was really big, and it doesn't have to be that big. Mine was survival. And your why does not have to be survival, but your why can be big for you. It can be like, I cannot make it from paycheck to paycheck. Like I literally, there's too much a month for my paychecks. Like I cannot make it to the next paycheck. Or, I really want to help. I don't know, maybe you have a daughter or a son that's older and out of the house and they're struggling, and your why might be to help them, or it might be to cover a car payment that you're worried about losing. It can be anything like that. Some want to pay for their kids' college, anything like that. So I want you to think about what your why is. And if you want to share it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. But that's kind of what I want you to be thinking about when I'm talking tonight, because you might not relate to my story. And that's okay, because it's not about our stories. It's about our reasons for starting this business. So quick background on me. I have 3 boys. We were just talking about that. If anybody heard, I have 3 boys. I have to always think they are 7, 15, and 16. And they are busy, they are on the go. And they cost a lot of money. Boys cost a lot of money. I always thought they were expensive when they were little, but the older that they get, the more expensive that they get. So we do competitive soccer, and it is a lot of money. And so part of my why when I started was because we couldn't afford to pay for soccer. We had to go and get like a grant and a scholarship, and it was just really hard and really humbling. But more important than that, we couldn't pay for our food. We couldn't pay for our house, and we couldn't pay for our cars. And we were broke. We were broke as a joke. We had no money. I had an awesome job. I was a pharmaceutical rep for 13 years. And loved it, but it was really hard having that job. I don't know if anybody knows what that entails. It's a lot of travel. You're on the road every single day. My office was the car. Ironically, it still is, but that's another story. And I was just on the road all the time. And after I had my 3rd, we were just like, we got to figure out a way to make this work where, you can stay home. And so we were so lucky. My husband got this awesome job. He was making an insane 6-figure income. And so naturally I was able to quit my job and I was able to stay home, and everything was, we thought, going seemingly well. Until, if you relate to this, let me know in the chat, like drop a 1 if you relate to this. We got that one phone call one day where job was gone, just gone. And it was the job that we thought he would retire with. And so that was really hard. It was on May 1st of 2018. You don't forget dates like that, right? It was May 1st of 2018, and he lost his job. And the first thing I did, I remember just being a mom and like a mama bear, I remember going straight to the bank account. Like I went straight to the bank account. I do our bills. I knew exactly how much we put out every single month, like to pay our bills. And I took the total amount in the bank and I divided it by how much we pay every month. And the number that popped up on that calculator was 3. We had 3 months worth of income in our bank, worth of survival, not income, survival, 3 months worth of survival in our bank. And I remember looking at my 3 boys and I was like, oh God, here we go. Like, this is awful. And you may be thinking, well, your husband had this great job. How did you only have that much money? Because he had a great job. We were like, let's be diligent and pay off all of our stuff. So we paid off all this stuff that year. We didn't know, we were not prepared for an emergency. So that's a call for another day. But my advice to anybody that's watching this is to be prepared for an emergency. We did not have an emergency fund. And so it was really, really, really scary, if you can imagine. And so I right away started looking back for pharmaceutical jobs, but they don't hire in the summer. They're very well known for not hiring in the summer. So I knew I wasn't going to get anything quick. I'd have to wait for the fall. And so my husband started interviewing for jobs, all the same thing. And we were getting no bites at all. And in that time, and you might be here, our new people here who have not joined yet. I don't know how you found out about Plexus, but I found out about it by watching my friend Marianne at this Loud House. She's on this call. I was watching her on Instagram, and we both have home decor accounts. And so we kind of, knew of each other in the community, but we were not friends. And I was watching her stories, and she has 5 kids, stay-at-home mom, homeschools her kids, some of her kids. And I was watching her stories, and she was always talking about this pink drink, and I was always intrigued, but I was just like, whatever, I don't need a pink drink. My life's fine. And so I was watching, and I was always intrigued. So she kept popping up for me, like for my story. She was always like a top bubble, which was, so I'd always see her stories as soon as I opened it up, my Instagram. And on this one very day, it was July 12th. So remember, I told you this was May 1st, right? When we found this out. So May to June, June to July, we had 3 months left. So you can imagine how much was left in my bank account on July 12th, right? Not a lot of money. And I was watching her, and she shared that day. She didn't often talk about the income opportunity, which we all do now, and she does now, but we didn't, because that's hard to talk about. But she said that day that she was making 6 figures talking about this pink drink every day. And I'm like, what? Is she serious? But I had grown to know her, and I trusted her, even though I didn't really know her. And I was like, okay, this is crazy. It's on July 12th. So I messaged her and I said, I need to know if I can do this. And she was like, of course you can do this. Of course you can. And I was like, well, what would it entail? And she said, well, we just had to pick out some products for you and we'll get you started. I know I can help you. Basically, I'm going to tell you what to do. We're going to do it together and you are going to succeed. And I said, what can I make? And she said, if you do everything that I say, you can earn $1,000 your first month. And I was like, $1,000? Yes, I need $1,000 this month. And so I started my business officially on August 1st. And that day I grabbed my first 3 friends with Plexus, and I earned the very first bonus. And I'm going to share more about what that looks like now, because it was not as much then as it is now. So that's really exciting for all of you guys on this call. And so I started learning and diving in, and I just threw caution to the wind. So what was my why? Can anybody figure out my why? It was survival. Right? I needed to survive. So like I said, your why might not relate to mine, but it was to survive. And so that just pushed me to go all in. I mean, I was staying up to 1, 2 in the morning. I was watching videos. I was immersed in everything. We have, when you join, you go into this back office and they have all these training videos, and I watched everything. And I was just like, I know I can do this. So my mindset was there, and it was really good. And so if you are on this call right now and you're already thinking, I can't do this, you won't succeed. You will not succeed. I can promise you that, right? You're probably like, you're supposed to be motivating me on this call. Why are you telling me I can't do this? I'm telling you, if you feel that way, you will not be able to do this. But I firmly believe when people would ask, like, well, how did you do it? I was like, because I never thought I couldn't. I just believed from that day when Marianne told me, remember, she was basically a stranger. I knew that I could do it. And so that's the people who, there's only 2 that replied that are diamonds on this chat, but we have lots of other diamonds on our team. They are the same way. They have the same exact mindset. When they joined, I knew they were going to go to the top because they never said, I can't do it. And they also had really big whys too. And their whys, some of them are similar to mine, some are extremely different. So anyway, so that is my story. I have been doing this for 33 months, if you did that math real quick. And I just kind of flew through the ranks. And so like I said, I started in 2018 and I hit 6 figures in 2019. So it was just incredible. And so I want to share with you kind of just real quick background as to kind of what Plexus is and how you can do this. And hopefully it starts to make some sense when we get to sharing that. So, okay, I'm going to share my screen now. All right, so let me minimize myself here. Okay, so Plexus, this is just, you guys can read this real quick. They're based out of Scottsdale. Plexus is debt-free. All the products are made in the US. They are clean source. They're natural. They help with philanthropies, and they have an A+ BBB rating. And so basically what you just want to know when you are joining a company and starting up, that they cannot be any better when it comes to their service and their products. And so that's what that A+ BBB rating. So we are top notch. Plexus, you may or may not know this already in talking with whomever invited you, but they are all natural, non-GMO, gluten-free, soy-free products. We have something for everyone, from kids to adults. We have gut health products, weight loss, nutrition, skincare. The kids line is amazing. My kids take the kids vitamins every day, and they even have their own drink. It's orange, but it's just like our pink drink. It's amazing. And then just overall wellness products too. So why Plexus? So maybe this is the first MLM you've ever been in. Maybe you have looked into others. And what I love, these 4 things I think do help Plexus stand out amongst many other things. There are no required purchases. You literally purchase your own products, and that is it. You have no inventory. You could have one little teeny tiny space in your cabinet, which, trust me, you're going to love the products. So it's going to start to take over all of your cabinets, like mine. I have Plexus falling out of my ears because we all take the products and we love them so much, but that's not here nor there. So you don't have to have any inventory. You can just simply order your products every month. You don't have to do parties. Everything is online, which is amazing. I joked before and said I work from my car. I still do. I work in car line all the time, obviously when the car is parked, and I work on the soccer fields. Before games, halftime, waiting for the boys after games, I am working on my phone. And there is no quota. So what does that mean? That means you literally get to do this business at your pace. You can go fast like I did, or you can say, you know what, I'm going to take it a little slower because I have goals, but I also have maybe a full-time job, which we have full-time job diamonds. So that is doable. I can promise you that. And so here we go. Let's talk about the money. So remember when I said that when I joined, I'm like really going back. I'm like, if you guys were all listening, you're remembering these numbers, right? When I joined and I referred 3 people, I only made $175. That is a true story. Put it in the chat if you remember when referring 3 was $175. It was crazy. And that was amazing. I was so happy. But now, you guys, it is $405 for referring 3 people. I mean, is that not insane? Because guess what? We share things anyway. There is no one in this chat that has never shared something that they loved. right? We just don't get paid for it. I share every single time I go to Target, every single time I go to a restaurant that I love, or there's a sale at a store that I love, I share it. I just don't get money for doing that. And that is what network marketing is. It is social selling at its finest. And that is the beauty of this company, because I want you to look at those numbers. This can be done and will be done in your first month if you are ready to get going. We have people that get to that refer 20 in 1 month. It's called Fast Start Gold. So, and that doesn't have to be 20 people that you personally go and get. You can go and get 10 people and they can each go and grab one person, right? It's still going to get us to that number 20. So these are the opportunities that you have when you join Plexus, and when your friends or your bestie or anybody else joins with you, they have the same opportunity, which is amazing. So let's talk income. Let's start on the right. So income opportunity, that just those numbers are representative of who we have on our team. So we have 7 diamonds, 6 emeralds. I think that's updated. It may not be. 7 rubies, senior rubies, whatever. But I want you to look on the left, because those names don't mean anything to you yet, probably. So look on the left, and this is the monthly and the annual income average. So remember, we were talking about that why at the beginning, and I wanted you to keep that why in the back of your head this whole call. So based on your why, you can share this or not share this, which one of these ranks or incomes would make a difference? So is it that, you want to pay your house payment or 2 car payments or whatever? I knew for my survival that we needed between Ruby and Senior Ruby. When I first started, I knew that that's the minimum that I needed. But also remember, when I first started, I was like, I am going to the top, right? So that's what I did. So if you look at that diamond income, that is the income. Remember, it's an average. So out of complete honesty and full transparency, I do not make $38,519 a month. I make around $30,000 per month. So I just want to share that with you, because this is the same person that was crying every single day and had major anxiety because I didn't know how to feed my kids, or if we were going to have a roof over our head or a car to get us anywhere. So that's the beauty of the income. Okay. And so this is our team. All are welcome to our team. We are unbiased, but we are an amazing team. We have people from all walks of life, all different backgrounds, stay-at-home moms, full-time working moms, part-time, women teachers, homeschool teachers, former corporate world women. We even have some men. And we are really good friends, and we are just a welcoming group. So we would love for you to join us. And you may be thinking, okay, social selling, I know nothing about it. I heard her say that word and I don't know what that means. You don't even have to give it 2 seconds of thought, because this is what our team loves to do. Like, these are images that some of us have taken of our own homes. Like, we love to do attraction marketing. So we have that all available to you in albums. And so you just pick and choose whatever you want to use, or you can take your own. So you don't even have to think about that for a second. So that is our call. That is all I have for you guys tonight. I hope that this was inspiring to you in some way. And I really just want you to go back to, if you've already joined, right, and you're on this call and you're kind of newer, I want you to even go back to your sponsor and just be like, you know what? I thought of a couple of these people when I was listening to that, or, that inspired me to do this, or, this is my why, and I want to share that with you. And if you haven't joined yet, I want you to go back to who invited you and say, I loved this. I'm curious about this. I have a question about this. And we will help you in any way. But most of all, I just want you to know that, a lot of times you might have a dream and you just think that dream is completely unachievable, right? And you just keep pushing that dream away and pushing that dream away. And I just want you to know that you don't have to do that anymore, because with this opportunity and this business, anything is possible. I mean, I don't do this alone. I get to do this with my friends that are the same level that I am at. And if they're not, they're going to get to that level because they want it. And some don't want to go to the top. And that's okay. Because you might have been looking at that income chart being like, oh, that looks great, but I don't need $30,000 a month. I just want 5,000 a month or 2 or 3. And that's okay too, because you get to pick and choose your journey and where you want to get to, and where you feel comfortable. So anyway, with that being said, I promised I would end early. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I just want to thank you guys so much for getting on this call, and please give feedback to whoever invited you. Thanks guys. Have a good night.